My 30s per meter girlfriend 26 F talks to herself in a strange way. Is this cause for concern? She does this quite a lot, almost every day. Last night I heard this hushed cat-like hiss, and then she whispered, "No, go to sleep." During the day when I was doing the dishes, she was on the couch and she said, "If you do that, then everyone will despise you. What a dumb idea." Sometimes she almost seems like she's having a dialogue up there, whispering, "No," and, "But you must and you know it." Strange shit like that. Sometimes it's downright weird shit like, tuna, fish of the sea, and, tapioca balls, major balls, that she says. I don't think she knows she does this cause when I ask her if she said anything, she says no. She doesn't have any mental health issues that I know of. She says she was diagnosed WITG autism as a kid, but I doubt she has that cause. She's pretty normal. She drops a lot of acid IDK if that can cause this behavior. Too long did not read. Girlfriend talks to herself a lot. It makes me worried. Should I do anything about this? Lol, if you started out with, "My girlfriend drops a lot of acid and talks to herself," I wouldn't have gone through the entire post thinking you were dating Smegel. It's not the autism, it's the LSD. That casual mention of dropping acid though, LMAO. You had me really concerned right to that point. It's the drugs, dude. She should probably take a break from it. Yeah, acid will fuck with someone's head if done regularly and often. She'd need professional help. It's the acid. Causes chemical changes in the brain and with extended use can actually cause full-on psychosis. Definitely the drugs. That being said, dude, if she was diagnosed she's autistic, no matter how normal you think she acts. There isn't one set way to being autistic, and some of that dialogue definitely could be her being autistic. I've yet to meet anyone in my extremely autistic circle who doesn't occasionally talk to ourselves. It's basically part of being on the spectrum. Only thing that actually stands out to me is if she really doesn't realize she's doing it. Laughing my ass off, tuna, fish of the sea, is pretty fucking funny, and I would probably say that to myself if I thought of it. It's interesting if she doesn't realize she's verbalizing these thoughts, cause you say she says, "No," when you ask if she said something. My girlfriend does a lot of mind-altering drugs. Could they have altered her mind? I don't even do drugs and I talk to myself. Although in my case it's mostly what I should have said in that argument to have won or whatever. So, no cause for concern. Although what the fuck, tapioca balls? Isn't that a boba thing? Edit. Meant talking to oneself isn't that bad, but be concerned about the drug abuse. Another perspective, there is a chance it could be delayed echolalia, which is a behavior consistent with autism. It's where words and phrases are repeated usually exactly the way they are heard, which could be from conversation, TV, radio, etc. If she doesn't have any other autistic behaviors, it's probably unlikely, but the tuna, fish of the sea line sounds like it from a commercial. I hate this, but I have autism and I do weird shit like this compulsively. Especially weird little sayings and telling myself off. I do it internally mostly now that I'm an adult, but it can be hard. Sometimes, if I don't say it all out, it just repeats over and over, yelling in my head. It could mean that her anxiety is bad and she's not coping at all. Also, drugs can be a big factor. I do this and I've never dried acid. This is concerning. I thought this was normal. After reading some of the comments I realize this is, for me, related to an issue I've been diagnosed with, but that no professional ever really explained to me. I still personally don't see an issue with it, though. This is hilarious, but yeah, she should take a break from the acid and probably get help. I so talk to myself, especially when I'm stressed. I'll catch myself then ask my kids if they noticed and they never do. Been having many conversations lately. Sometimes when I read some funny or strange line on the internet I repeat it slowly. I assume anyone who heard it would be like, "What?" Especially because I was repeating it because what the fuck. In the first place when I read it in context. It's an anxiety tic, OCD related. She's prob conscious she does it but doesn't realize how bizarre it looks from the outside. My daughter 11 has autism and talks to herself in a similar way. It may sound strange, but it is their way of processing information and working through anxiety. The best way to help her is just to accept her as she is, don't make her feel that she is strange because she isn't. People in this thread have absolutely no idea what they are talking about when it comes to LSD. Every comment is some probably second-hand anecdotal bullshit about how their cousin took LSD once and killed his family or some insane thing. Just so you guys are aware, LSD will not cause auditory hallucinations unless you are currently on LSD. Or unless you have some kind of existing mental condition. Acid will not make you crazy. One person here, in full confidence, said that, psychoactive drugs rot your brain. Like seriously people. Are we back in the fucking 50s? Stop posting anecdotal bullshit and go do some research. Call a priest. Everyone's saying it's the acid, but I don't know, dude. I'm autistic too and I talk to myself kind of like she does. I've also never taken acid shrooms though, once or twice, so personally I would say it's probably because she's autistic, but if you're really worried about it, just talk to her. Some people just like to vocalize. If she isn't aware she is doing it, does she spend a lot of time alone? It's the LSD. As someone who took it, I giggle at myself. Sounds like autistic behavior. My mom's a special needs middle school teacher and her kids are saying stuff like this all the time. She must just be very low on the spectrum, so it does affect her ability to socialize or learn. My girlfriend keeps falling over. Should I be worried? Oh yeah, she drinks a lot. Maybe it's a sign of schizophrenia. I know of it very well. It's best to treat it before it's too late. Okay, I skimmed some of the comments. She is not starting to develop psychosis, she is in full-blown psychosis and needs medical help immediately. Literally, my schizophrenic ex that used to talk to the dead lady in the mirror and through the vents was literally not this bad. Please get her serious help now. Why is it 30s, but your girlfriend's age is listed? Are you afraid to get roasted for a huge age difference? Drugs are bad. KKKKAAA. LMAO, it's the acid dude. My step did a lot of acid when he was in high school, and one time I heard him in the bathroom saying, "Make me a turkey pop poff bitch." It's not likely to be acid, as it would be very, very rare for her to experience hallucinatory effects so often long after. It is probably the autism. To start understanding that, get rid of the idea that you are more able to diagnose her than a qualified practitioner. You're not. There are many levels spectrum of autism, and what you describe is probably what was commonly called high-functioning autism. The verbal cues and responses you describe are stims or coping mechanisms. Just let her get on with it and read up on what autism is. I see only one solution. Drop acid until you start talking to yourself, then it'll seem normal to you. A lot of people are trying to go the hard route with getting her help. Much easier and much funnier to just join her. I talk to myself all the time. It sounds abnormal to listen to, but it's just my way of sorting information out. The words I say may not represent the thoughts accurately. Perhaps she could be doing this. Perhaps I'm crazy. I do things like this regularly, and if asked about what I said, I will say, nothing, or, don't worry, and I don't do acid, lol. Like another commenter said, I will say, nothing, because what I said is usually some stupid shit. And it's embarrassing to tell someone I said something like, I love dried tuna, or, fack feck fick fuck fuck, out of the blue. But IDK if, in her case, it's the drugs. I'd ask her more about the things she's saying. Does she really think she didn't say anything, or nothing means, nothing important? If it's the second, then I don't think this is that big an issue. There's a reason the term, acid casualty, exists, my dude. Way to bury the lead, lol. I doubt she has because she's pretty normal. Sorry, this is just so ignorant. As a normal person with autism, I would be extremely hurt if my boyfriend said that about me. Isn't it chicken of the sea? I talk to myself all the time without ever having done LSD. Generally only children who had no siblings for a long time do this. I constantly scold myself for doing dumb shit, even as far as saying Zoe_Bo_Zooms, that was the dumbest thing ever. Or I'm having issues sleeping ill, say to myself, just go to a sleep already, or some other BS. My boyfriend does this kind of thing regularly, but also just shouts words, jerks, twitches. Often it's worse when he's tired, stressed, and his new therapist wants him to be assessed for Tourette's. A psych assessment is the prudent thing to do still regardless, just throwing out a less concerning possibility than psychosis. My autistic best friend also talks to herself a ton. If her adjustment is good, not much anxiety or depression, able to relate to friends, holds a job etc., I wouldn't worry too much about this. Literally all of this is just not good. Autism didn't make you do that shit. It's probably being on drugs and a dash of mental illness. These are signs of schizophrenia. She needs to stop taking LSD, or any other psychedelic drugs. If it continues after she is sober for a while, it may be permanent and she should seek professional psychiatric help, i.e. antipsychotic medication. Most importantly, this condition can lead her to distrust others easily. So go about this gently. I do this shit all the time and I'm pretty sane. I really doubt she's in full-on psychosis if a mental health professional hasn't diagnosed. It could be the acid, or the neurodivergence, or a combination of the two. Also, it could be calming tics, an anxious habit. I would suggest gently speaking to her about it and perhaps checking in with someone if you or she continues to be concerned. What are you fucking stupid? Yeah, doing acid a lot. Yeah. That'll make you say weird shit TF. There are two types of people in this world. When I talk to myself it's more like, you fucking dumb ass, or like, if I stub my toe, ouch that hurt. Or weird small things, otherwise I'm talking to my cats telling them how cute they are and whatnot. I don't sit there and say stuff like, tapioca balls, major balls, hushed cat-like hiss, and then she whispered, no, go to sleep. Like others said, she's doing too many drugs. Sure, some people, microdose, on certain things and I'm not knowledgeable on any of that, but it sounds like she's just straight up doing too many drugs and maybe has other medical conditions too. Lol. Perhaps you should console yourself with the observation that most very smart people talk to themselves all the time. It's part of their own inner dialogue. // Or at least, that's what I thought until I saw your last sentence. Maybe she should nix the sugar for a while. Ask her if you can tape her and play it back, to show her what she says and see if she can figure out what she means. I don't have any experience with any drug, but it's obviously the drugs messing with her. She probably needs help. I worked with a person who has been diagnosed with schizophrenia attributed to their regular use of LSD. On the other hand, she could have anxiety and uses vocalizations to attempt to manage the emotional rollercoaster. You should talk to her, tell her you're concerned.